Good morning, good evening, good night. Welcome to another exciting episode of Pokemon Go. So today's episode is the story of Groudon, Kyogre, and you cannot tell their story without also telling the story of Rayquaza. Alright, so the story I will be telling is the story from the original cartridge games. So everyone who hasn't played them, this is going to be entertaining, explaining to you exactly who they are and what they are to the game. For everyone who has played the original games, this is going to be a nice, friendly reminder to you, and you'll be like, oh, I remember playing this, and I enjoyed that story. Alright, so their story begins 1,000 years ago, in a different age, long lost in a world overflowing with natural energy. Kyogre and Groudon fought over the energy endlessly in furious clashes. In the face of Groudon and Kyogre, the people could do nothing. The only choice they had was to watch as disaster upon disaster fell them. It was in this time a great many meteorites poured across the land from space, a place higher than even the heavens. The meteors shone with rainbow light, a brilliance as if some great life was within them, and as if drawn by the brilliance of the meteorites, a Pokemon that shone with a blazing emerald hue descended from the heavens. That Pokemon was none other than Rayquaza. Rayquaza's power overwhelmed that of the two warring Pokemon. Rayquaza's power overwhelmed the warring Pokemon. Being beaten into submission, they retreated to rest and restore their power. And for an age, the world of Pokemon was at peace, until more meteors struck the world, causing the earth to crack and the waters to scorch, thus awakening Groudon and Kyogre, causing them to blame each other for what had happened to their precious land and their sacred water. Once again, the people were forced to watch as they raged, fighting continually. However, humanity remembered that Rayquaza had once saved them from Groudon and Kyogre. They prayed for him to return from the heavens, and their prayers were answered. Once again, he emerged from the heavens to battle Groudon and Kyogre. And once again, he was victorious, defeating them, making them go back to rest, making them return to their volcanoes and the deepest parts of the ocean. And Rayquaza was once again the savior of the people. Thank you very much for watching Story Time here, and here is now the Pokemon Go news. And here is the Pokemon Go news. So, many of you would have seen today the eggs are on top of gyms now. They have finally fixed the glitch issue that weren't showing them, which is a good thing. It's really good for the rural and urban players who don't have big teams around them, aka the legendaries. They can now get more time to get their people together. And I'm sure many of you have also seen the EX raids happening right now. That's also a really good thing. We now see Mewtwo starting to come out. The best thing is, if you have not been invited, you can't see it. So it's not going to affect your Pokedex. That's a very good thing. I was really concerned that if you saw it, it would affect their Pokedex. Like you would have a one Mewtwo seen. I was going to be very disappointed if that was the case. But it turns out you can't see an EX raid unless you have the EX pass. Also, they're picking all the way back from Moltres. That's a good couple of months ago. That's a good thing. Let's be honest. A lot of us have probably not been playing as much now as compared to when Moltres and legendary birds were flying around and we're hunting them. Because I know for a fact I have not been as committed or dedicated to playing. I know that's not a good thing, but I just can't seem to get myself out to go against 3,000 Suicunes. Because, you know, they're a pain. But, plus note, their catch rate has gone up by 2%. So it's gone from 2% to 4%. That's a huge amount of an increase. Oh, and speaking of catch rates, Mewtwo's catch rate is actually 6%, which means his catch rate is even higher than legendary birds. That's probably because of the smaller chance of finding him and getting picked to take him on during this time of testing. Alright, that is the end of today's video. I hope you enjoyed the change of format, story time, and news time. Thank you very much for watching. Sub, comment, thumb it, and I'll see you next time.